So, hi everyone. Now, in the previous video presentation, you have learned on how to use a given explicit form of a sequence to write its first n terms. Now, this time we will be focusing more on the main objective of this topic. Okay, so we're still in the explicit form of a sequence. Okay, now this time it's more on like given the terms of a sequence we are going to generate an explicit formula, which leads to our main objective for this video presentation. At the end of the presentation, you will be able to, given the terms of a sequence, write an explicit formula. Okay, so but before anything else, let's begin this presentation by recalling what an explicit form of a sequence is. Okay, so let us now recall the definition of an explicit form of a sequence. Okay, so the explicit form is used to find a term of the sequence by determining its position. It may be written in either subscript notation A sub n or in functional notation f of n. Again, this notation is read as A sub n, while this notation is read as f of n. Now, an explicit formula is very useful, especially when you deal with an infinite sequence, since you cannot list down all the terms in such a sequence, right? Now, by being able to find an explicit formula, you can simply or you can easily find the value of a term, of that sequence by simply substituting the value of n by whatever number of term you're looking for. So, ganun ka-importante yung explicit formula. Okay, so let's work on the first wave of examples. Okay, determine the next two terms in the given sequence. Then write the explicit form of the sequence. Now, for this example, sometimes you can just look at the numbers and see a pattern right away. So, bale, itong mga sequence na yan, sa unang tingin pa lang, alam mo na agad kung ano yung, or mapapansin na agad kung ano yung pattern na sinusundan nila. Okay, so, kung paano makaka-formulate ng isang explicit form, okay, ito yung steps natin. Let's start. Okay, so, anyways, siguro, meron lang akong important tips bago tayo mag-proceed sa solution ng example number 1, okay? You have to keep in mind na kapag naghahanap tayo ng explicit form ng isang sequence, you have, ito importante to, so sana wag niyong kalimutan, okay? Focus on the values of n and its respective corresponding terms. Second, look for a rule that shows the relationship between the position of the term and the term itself. Titingnan mo kung anong rule yung in-apply natin doon sa values ng n, doon sa position ng term para makuha yung term mismo. And lastly, siguro ito, always start the analysis by asking yourself this very important question, okay? What operation or set of operations was applied to n to get the value of each term? So, it's more on like, di ba, kung may napansin ka ng pattern, it's more on like translating it to a mathematical phrase. Okay? Diba? From verbal phrase to a mathematical phrase. Yun yung gagawin natin. Okay, so yan. Now, with all this reminders in mind, I think we're all set to solve example number 1. Okay, so let's have the solution for example number 1. You have the terms 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on and so forth. Now, sa unang tingin, di ba parang yung observation natin, yung unang magiging observation natin dito is that these numbers are actually even numbers, di ba? Ngayon, so siguro para mas makita natin, ang unang gagawin ninyo ay effective way to ay gumawa ng isang table. Okay, so ililista natin lahat ng mga terms na yan in a table form. Okay, so you have your domain. Okay, so the elements of the domain are all counting numbers. So this represents the values for n. Ayan, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kasi there are 5 terms. So syempre ilalagay mo sa kanila yung corresponding terms nila. I included 6 and 7 because we're asked to find the next 2 terms of this given a sequence. And syempre nandyan yung presence ni n kasi nga hahanap tayo ng formula para kay a sub n. Yun na, yung first question, okay? Anong ginawa natin kay 1 at naging 2 siya? Yeah? Pwede yung magiging sagot ninyo, plus 1 natin. Okay, so pwede natin i-consider yun. Kasi 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Tama. Pero, dapat, kung gagawin ko rin siya kay 2, kasi kung anong ginawa mo kay 1, dapat yun din yung gagawin mo kay 2 at sa iba pang mga succeeding na values ni n. So, kung nag-plus 1 ako kay 1, dapat mag-plus 1 din ako kay 2. So, 2 plus 1, 3 lang. So, hindi niya binigay yung tamang value ng term. Dapat, di ba, 4? Okay, so ibig sabihin, x na yun. X na. More on trial and error kasi ang paggawa ng, ng explicit formula. Okay? Hindi ibig sabihin na na-apply mo siya sa isang value ng n, yun na yun agad. Kailangan, yung pattern na nakuha mo, dapat applicable siya sa lahat. Na pag ginawa ko siya dito, sa lahat ng values ng n, dapat tama yung magiging sagot niya. Okay? So yun, yung 1 plus 1 is 2, pero 2 plus 1 is just 3. So, ibig sabihin, x na yun, hindi nakasama sa pattern yun. What else? Ano pa? Ano pa ang gagawin ninyo kay 1 para maging 2 siya? Okay? Di ba? Minultiply natin ng 2. Tama. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. Okay? Gagawin din natin yan kay 2. 2 times 2, is it 4? Yes, it is 4. Okay, so nakadalawang terms na tayo. Next, try natin kay 3. 3 times 2, is it 6? Tama, 6 yung product. What about 4 times 2, is it 8? The product is 8. And sa 5, 5 times 2 is equal to 10 as well. Okay? Ayan. So, to make it formal, so observe that the terms are actually equal to twice their corresponding position. Ayan. Okay. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? I-expand ko lang yung solution para nakikita ninyo. Kapag si 1, ayun na yung ginawa natin. Pag si 1, minultiply natin ng 2, it will give me the first term. Pag si 2, yan, minultiply ko ng 2, it will give me the second term, which is equal to 4. Next, if 3 is multiplied by 2, it will give me 6. If 4 is multiplied by 2, it is equal to 8, the fourth term. And lastly, if 5 is multiplied by 2, the answer is 10, which is our fifth term. Okay, so nahanap na natin yung pattern. Okay, and these are the position of the terms, and the products are our terms. So, ang rule na ginawa natin ay minultiply natin ng 2 ang bawat position na yan. Okay, syempre, para makuha natin yung next succeeding na terms, we will be applying the same rule to get a sub 6, a sub 7, and of course, a sub n. So, pag gagawin natin yun, si a sub 6, yung value ni a sub 6 will be equal to 6 times 2, which is 12, and for a sub 7, it will be equal to 7 times 2, which is equal to 14. Therefore, the next two terms of this sequence are 12 and 14. And our explicit form for this sequence is a sub n equals to 2 times n. For n greater than or equal to 1. There is always this restriction kasi nga, di ba, sequence as a function is defined as yung merong domain na counting numbers. Okay, kaya greater than or equal to 1. Laging magsisimula sa 1 yung value ng n. Ayun, so that's it. That's for example number 1. Okay, so now let's have for the solution for example number 2. You have the terms 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25. Ito naman, yung mga terms na yan, kung mapapansin nyo, puro sila mga perfect squares. So, ano naman kaya ang ginawa natin sa values ng n para makuha tong mga numbers na yan? Again, gumawa ng isang table. Ayan. So, you have 1 is 1 yung corresponding na terms, position of terms. Ayan, 5 terms ulit kasi there are 5 terms in the given sequence. So, 1. Anong ginawa natin kay 1 at nakakuha tayo ng 1 din na sagot? Pwedeng plus 0. Tama. Pwede yun. 1 plus 0 is 1. But is 2 plus 0 equal to 4? Hindi. So, ibig sabihin, x na yun. Hindi nakasama. What else? Kanina sinabi na natin ng mga perfect squares yan. So, anong ginawa natin kay 1 para makakuha tayo ng 1? Ni-raise natin sa 2. Diba? 1 squared is 1. What about this? What about here? What about 4 raised to 2? Nakukuha nyo ba yung pattern na nasusundan nyo ba? Para maging formal siya, ito yung dapat nyong i-observe. So, notice that each term is obtained by squaring n. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? I-expand ko ulit, ha? I-expand ko yung solution. Squaring n. So, in-square ko daw to, makukuha ko tong mga terms na to. So, tingnan natin kung talagang mag-work yung pattern. Okay. So, if I will have 1 squared, ayan, it is really equal to 1. If I will raise 2 to the power of 2, 2 squared is indeed equal to 4. If 3 is raised to 2 to the power of 2, the product is really 9. If you have 4 squared, the answer is 16. And lastly, 5 squared is equal to 25. So what does that mean? Ibig sabihin, yung pattern na applicable para sa sequence na to ay, every time that I'll be squaring the position of the term, the value of n, yung terms na makukuha ko ay puro mga perfect squares. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung pattern na applicable para sa sequence na to. Ulitin natin, syempre, kung ano yung pattern na ginawa natin sa first 5 terms, of course, yun yung gagamitin nating pattern para makuha yung succeeding na terms at para kay n. Yan. So, pag kinuha na natin yung values ni a sub 6 and a sub 7, syempre a sub 6, so you just have to raise 6 to the power of 2. So 6 times 6 is equal to 36. And of course, 7 times 7 is equal to 49. So therefore, the next two terms of the given sequence are 36 and 49. And of course, to be able to get n, all we have to do is just to raise it to the power of 2. Leading to our explicit form, which is equal to a sub n equals to n squared for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so now for the solution of example number 3, you have 1, 8, 27, 64, and 125. Now, somehow, these terms of this sequence, may similarity siya dun sa example number 2 natin. Ang pinagkaiba lang nila, instead na perfect squares, mga perfect cubes naman sila. Okay, so gawa tayo ng isang table. Ayan, showing all the values. Now, since alam na natin ang mga perfect cubes yan, madali na lang yun. Ibig sabihin, may ni-raise natin sa isang exponent yung mga values ng n. Kung ano man yung power na yun, ito. Okay? So, notice that each term is obtained by getting the cube of n. Let me just show you the expanded solution for this example. Okay, so if 1 is raised to 3, it will give me the first term, 1. Pag kaya ni-raise ko sa 3 yung 2, 8 ba din yung sagot niya? Yes, it is equal to 8. What about 3? 3 raised to 3 is 27. 4 raised to 3 is equal to 64. And lastly, 5 raised to 3 is equal to 125. So, and since, yun na nga, okay, so yeah, these are the position of the terms, the value of n, the values of n, and the products are your terms. Okay, since nakuha na natin yung pattern, we will be applying the same pattern to get the next two terms and also the nth term. Okay, so to be able to find the value of a sub 6, all we have to do is just to raise 6 to the power of 3. Likewise, ganun din yung gawin natin kay a sub 7. So 6 raised to 3 is equal to 216, while a sub 7 is equal to 7 raised to 3, which is equal to 343. Hence, our the next two terms of the this given sequence are 216 and 343. Okay, and also, of course, the explicit form of this sequence is a sub n equals n raised to 3 for n greater than or equal to 1. You have the terms 3, 9, 27, 81, and 243. So for starter, these terms are actually powers of 3. So ibig sabihin dito class, kailangan kabisado mo yung mga powers of 1, powers of 2, powers of 3. That alam nyo na yan. Dapat kabisado nyo yung mga powers ng bawat counting number. So for this case, this example shows a sequence whose terms are all powers of 3. So, gagawa tayo ng table. Ayan. Ano kaya ang ginawa natin kay 1 para makuha natin tong 3? Na ginawa rin natin kay 2 para makuha yung 9. Okay? So, in this sequence, ito yung pattern niya. Bibigay ko na. Okay? So, notice that each term is a power of 3. Yan ang sinabi ko kanina, powers of 3 yan. So, for this case, since powers of 3 itong mga terms na yan, for this case, n serves as the exponent of the number 3. Okay? Again, dito sa example na to, si n, yung value ng n, ay naging exponent ng number 3. Okay, so yung base niya ay 3. So, paano yung solution? Ito. Okay, let me show you the solution. So, 3, yan yung number na sinasabi ay yung 3. And then you have 1. This 1 here is actually the position of the term, the value of n. Okay, yan. Okay, so when 3 is raised to 1, the answer is 3. And if 3 is raised to the power of 2, the next value of n, it is equal to 9, which is our second term. Next, 3 raised to 3 is equal to 27. And then you have 3 raised to 4 is equal to 81, which is our fourth term. And lastly, when 3 is raised to 5, the answer is 243, which is our fifth term. Okay, so yan, i-emphasize lang natin. Yung position ng term, yung values ng n ay naging exponent ng number 3. So yun yung pattern para sa sequence na yan. So kailangan yung mag-explore. Hindi kayo dapat mag-limit lang sa multiplication lang. Hindi lang din siya sa simpleng exponent rule lang. Marami siya, series of operations. Kaya dapat alam niyo yung mga set of operations na to. Nagba-vary kasi siya. Okay. Now, knowing this pattern now, ibig sabihin, makukuha na natin yung a sub 6 and a sub 7 by applying the same rule na ginawa natin dito. So, ibig sabihin, ang next na magiging exponent ng number 3 ay 6 at ang 7. Okay? Ayan. So, to be able to find the sixth term, the sixth term, so you'll have 3 raised to 6, which is equal to 729. And for a sub 7, that is 3 raised to 7, which will give us 2,187. So therefore, the explicit form for this sequence is a sub n equals to 3 raised to n for n greater than or equal to 1. So naging exponent yung n. Base. Okay, so for example number 5, we have the terms negative 4, negative 8, negative 12, negative 16, and negative 20. So gagawa muna tayo ng table. Ayan. Ngayon, anong ginawa nating operation kay, anong in-apply nating operation kay 1 to get negative 4? Inad natin ang negative 5? Yeah, we can consider that. Let's try. So you have 1 plus negative 5. Yes, it is really equal to negative 4. Now, try applying the same rule to the second value of n. So 2 plus negative 5. Is it negative 8? No, it's actually equal to negative 3. So, ibig sabihin, x na yun. Excluded na. Excluded yung pattern na yun. What else? Ano pa? Anong tingin ninyo yung ginawa natin kay 1 at naging negative 4 siya? Minultiply natin ng negative 4. Tama. Because 1 times negative 4 is really equal to negative 4. Now, mentally, try applying the same pattern sa mga succeeding values for n. Nakuha nyo ba yung negative 8 kapag minultiply ninyo? Nung minultiply nyo yung 2 by negative 4? What about sa 3? Pag minultiply ba siya sa negative 4, will you get negative 12? What about 4? If you're going to multiply it to negative 4, will it give you negative 16? And sa 5, lastly, is 5 times negative 4 equal to negative 20. Okay, so to make it formal, ayan, ibibigay ko na sa inyo yung pattern. So observe that the terms are equal, or observe that the terms are actually equal to negative 4. Okay? So kung nakuha mo yung pattern, tama. Okay? Actually equal to negative 4 times their corresponding position. So anong ibig sabihin nun? Pag daw minultiply ko, yung ginawa na natin kanina. Pag minultiply natin sa negative 4 tong mga values ng n, makukuha natin tong mga corresponding terms nila. So let me just show you the complete solution for that. Okay? So you'll have, if 1 is multiplied by negative 4, the answer is negative 4. Gagawin natin yun sa lahat ng hanggang sa fifth term. Okay? So you have 2 times negative 4 is equal to negative 8. 3 times negative 4 is equal to negative 12. And you have 4 times negative 4 is equal to negative 16. And lastly, you have 5 times negative 4 equals to negative 20. Ayan, so yun na nga, nakuha natin yung mga terms na to by simply multiplying negative 4 to each of the values of n. Okay? So knowing this pattern now, pwede na natin makuha yung next two terms tsaka yung value ni n, 'di ba? Okay? So ito yung solution niya. For a sub 6, so you'll have 6 times negative 4, so that gives us negative 24. And for a sub 7, so you'll have 7 times negative 4, that is negative 28. So therefore, the next two terms of this sequence are negative 24 and negative 28. And our explicit form for this given sequence is a sub n equals to negative 4n for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so that's it. Yun na yun. Okay, so that's it for today. For this presentation. Again, let me just emphasize these 3 reminders that I have given you. First, whenever you are asked to write an explicit form using the terms of a given sequence, first, you have to focus on the values of n and its respective corresponding terms. Second, you have to look for a rule that shows the relationship between the position of the term and the term itself. And lastly, always start the analysis by asking yourself kung anong operation or set of operations that you have applied to n to get the values of the term. Okay? Also, kapag gumagawa kayo ng explicit form, don't be afraid na magkakamali kayo. It's okay. It's okay to commit mistakes kasi nga, since this is more on like a trial and error thing, because each or some of the sequences, they follow more than one rule. So, as long as you can justify your rule, yung rule na nahanap mo, it can be considered. Okay? Basta nagme-make sense, ma-justify mo, okay yun, go yun. Okay, yun. Basta huwag kayong matakot magkamali sa paggawa ng isang explicit form. Try and try until makuha nyo yung tamang pattern. Okay? Just in case na you have any questions, so just leave a comment sa ating LMS chat box and I'll try to give a response as fast as I could. Okay? That's it. Until our next session. God bless you. Stay safe. And yeah, our code for the day is the pattern of the thing precedes the thing. Okay, so this has been Miss Yana and I'll see you on our next video presentation, our next session. Bye!